This problem is really interesting. In normal circumstances, when you have this radical, to solve this, you are going to take power of the expression, so you are going to remove these radicals from both sides. But here, if you want to do that, because I have this third root and fifth root, you need to take power of 15, which is insane. So to solve this problem, I'm going to use another trick. I'm going to define a new variable like k to be equal to what I have here. First of all, on the left hand side and on the right hand side, I have two equations, and let's assume that we know the answer and it's k. So I'm going to start with using this fifth root of x cubed plus 20x equals to k, and this third root of x to the power of 5 minus 20x also equals to k. Now, since I have just one single equation, which is basically either the first one or the second one, I'm going to take power of 5 or power of 3. So let's start with taking power of 5 of the first equation. I'm going to end up with k to the power of 5 equals to x cubed plus 20x. Now let's focus on the second equation. Here I can say that k cubed is equal to x to the power of 5 minus 20x. Now, as you can see, I took powers of 3 and 5, but I didn't mix them, which is the trick here. Now let's move forward and see how we are going to solve this. Now let's see what I have. I have two equations. I have k to the power of 5 equals to an expression based on x, and I have k to the power of 3 equals to another expression based on power of 5. So, and the thing that I have here is common, which is 20x. If I add these together, I'm going to end up with k to the power of 5 plus k to the power of 3 equals to x to the power of 3 plus x to the power of 5. Now I'm going to use a trick here. First of all, there is something very interesting here. If I define a new function like f of x, then I can say that f of x is x to the power of 3 plus x to the power of 5. We know that we are looking for values of x belong to real numbers. So the function that I just defined is going to have domain and range in real numbers. Now let's see what we are going to do with this function. F of x or f of k, we already have those values here. We know that f of x is x cubed plus x to the power of 5, and similarly we have f of k. So here f of x and f of k are equal. What does it say? To understand the function that we just defined, I'm going to plot the graph. First of all, it's really easy to plot this graph, so don't think that it's hard to understand how this function is behaving. Second, I'm going to remind you of the definition of injective function. In mathematics, injective function, sometimes called injection or one-to-one, is a function that maps distinct elements of its domain to distinct elements of its range. So basically, if I have this f of x1 equals to f of x2, I can say that x1 and x2 are the same or identical or equal. So here, in this case, remember what we had. We had this f of x and f of k are equal. So it says x and k are equal. Now, if x and k are the same, I'm going to say that replacing k with x is going to end up with x to the power of 5 equals to x to the power of 3 plus 20x, and similarly x to the power of 3 equals to x to the power of 5 minus 20x. Now let's focus on what I have in these two equations. I want you to understand that they are exactly the same. So if you remove everything to the left hand side, for both cases you are going to end up with x to the power of 5 minus x to the power of 3 minus 20x equals to 0. Basically, we just need to solve one problem or one equation. Let's try that now. To solve this equation, I'm going to see what I have. Let's see, I have this x to the power of 5, x to the power of 3, and then 20x. Obviously, x is common between them. So I'm going to remove that x. But first, I need to say that x is going to be 0 or not. If x is 0, then obviously we have one answer. So let's forget about that and then remove x from both sides. Now I have this x to the power of 4 minus x squared minus 20 equals to 0. And I'm going to replace x squared with y. So I will end up with y squared minus y minus 20 equals to 0, which can be written as y minus 5 times y plus 4 equals to 0, and it says y is 5 or negative 4. However, we know that y is x squared, so for real numbers y cannot be negative 4 and it's going to be 5 only, which means x is going to be plus minus radical 5, and we solve the problem. We have three solutions: 0, plus, minus, negative 5 here. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed the content that I have here. If you like to see more puzzles, math involved activities and problems from different math competitions and Olympiads, please kindly subscribe to this channel, check